Hey, thank you for clicking this video. Oh my god, welcome to my channel, my page, my video. Hello. And pause. Before I continue this video, I have to put a disclaimer out there. I know my fire alarm beeps. I know. Spare me in the comments about it. I plan on getting that fixed. I really do. I just need to stop procrastinating and work on that. But I promise you, I will get it fixed. Next video I upload, I promise you won't hear that beeping. I am going to get it fixed, okay? Just listen to what I'm saying in the video, and I promise you, you won't even hear my fire alarm beeping in the background, okay? Thank you. Now continue. So my name is Micaiah. Welcome. So thank you for clicking this video. You know what it's about. It's about hyper independence. And if you click this, you can relate. I wanted to talk about it because it is something that I have realized that I need help with, you know? Hyper independence is not the best. So I wanted to talk about it with you guys, and maybe this video can help you realize some things, help you, realize what you need to work on when it comes to your hyper independence. Okay, let's work on this together. This is a team effort. Okay. All right. So I have my little notes over here. So I'll be glancing over. If you see me glance over, it's me looking at my notes because I really wanted to make sure I mentioned all my points about what I wanted to talk about when it comes to hyper independence. Okay, so be patient with me. Okay. All right. December, last month. It is January now of 2025. Happy New Year. December of last year was a lot for me personally, mentally, okay? In a good way. I've been doing a lot of emotional healing and figuring out why I work the way I do, and then actively trying to do better, It needed to be done. There was a lot of crying, a lot of coming to terms with things, but again, it needed to be done. Yeah. I've always considered myself to be independent. I know how to do things by myself and never wanted help or never wanted to admit that I need help with anything. I just had this fear of asking for help. I always felt like asking for help with things made me a burden, or the bigger issue for me was feeling like it made me a failure. Yeah. Like, why can't I do this on my own? I didn't know how to do this on my own. Like feeling like that. Feeling like I should know how to do everything on my own, and then feeling this deep guilt when I do ask for help with things. I never saw it as an issue until recently. This hyper independence with wanting and thinking I need to do and figure out everything on my own. And what some things you can figure out on your own, right? But not everything, not everything. I realized that my hyper independence stemmed from anxiety, which is another thing I learned about myself. I always knew I was an anxious person, but I didn't realize how bad it was and how much control it had over my actions, my thoughts, and my beliefs, and how badly it made me self-sabotage and overthink everything. I just brushed it off like, this is just how I am. This is how I always will be, blah, 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 blah. But then I realized it doesn't need to be. Matter of fact, I don't want to be like this anymore. And that's why I did the work to try to fix how I am and be different. I really began to dig deep to find the issue of my hyper independence. Turns out I don't believe in my capability. So, and you may be thinking, what? Aren't you hyper independent because you believe in yourself too much? But no, that's not it. Hyper independence, what I've learned and what I think, is just a mask for the need for control. Because I fear that if I don't control everything around me, or if I allow someone else to help me, then nothing will work out how I, keyword I, want it to. So that's the other thing I realized, my need for control. I need to let go of my need for control. That is something that I realized, but I didn't realize how badly it affected me. Turns out I'm not just a Virgo. Okay? Not just Virgo tendencies. Well, yes and no. Okay? If I was confident in my capability when it came to me doing anything, then I wouldn't have this overwhelming need for control. I would be way more relaxed and have this quiet confidence and trust that everything will work out for me. And if it doesn't, know that it'll be okay. And it just wasn't meant for me. Rejection is protection, right? I'm going to drink my fake tea on that. Enjoy the journey. Rejection is protection. And I say my fake tea is because I drank it all and it's gone. So it's empty. So you can drink your tea. Drink your tea for me. Okay? Thank you. I would know these things and be at peace with these things. I wouldn't be having these anxious projections in my head about how wrong everything can go and how I can prevent it from going wrong. But I saw this as just me trying to be prepared for anything and everything. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? No, wrong. There's such thing as over preparing, which is what I've learned. Definitely a thing as over preparing. Over preparing to the point of overthinking and then building up so much anxiety within yourself because you want to do so well that you actually end up not doing well at all. See how that works out?
Wow.
So what jump started this for me is because I work as a mental health technician at a psych unit. And at my job, we have to do group therapy. This was a couple months ago. But I was feeling super anxious and overthinking a lot about what I wanted to do for group that day. And I don't know, that day I just really started to get into my head about the patients and how they saw me. I started to think, why would they listen to me? I just really started to have a lot of imposter syndrome. Like, why would they listen to me? Who am I? Like, I'm not this super professional, stern being. Like, there's no way they will ever listen to anything I have to say, which is weird. I don't know why I was feeling like so strongly about that day. It's because I had done groups before and they have went well, but that day I was just overthinking really bad. But yeah, so I picked a topic. I don't remember what it was, but I did group and it ended up being the worst group I ever did. Like, truly, full transparency, like genuinely just bad. Because I was so anxious about group going well and over preparing about what I could say to the patients. It ended up not going well. I was stumbling over my words. The sentences I was saying didn't make sense. They weren't coherent. I was ranting in the worst way, but I also couldn't find the right words at times. A couple of the patients had to jump in to help me finish my thoughts. I don't know how the patients felt about the group at the time, but I remembered leaving group feeling so embarrassed because I was like, what the hell is wrong with me? I have done groups before. Why did I mess that up so badly? I had to go to the bathroom at my job and calm myself down because I was just feeling so anxious. Like, it genuinely felt like I was having an anxiety attack, and I probably was. I genuinely don't know, but because I've never actually had one, I don't think. But yeah, I just went to the bathroom, took a few breaths to calm myself down because I was just really, really feeling the effects of feeling embarrassed from that. So yeah, it was bad, and I recognized that. I have plans and goals for the future that I want to accomplish, right? And I can't do them if I don't see myself as a capable being, if I don't see myself as enough. So what have I been doing to build my self-worth and work on my hyper independence? I have been journaling a lot, and I know you have probably heard this from 1,000 people, but 1,000 people are correct. Journaling really, truly does help. Journaling for me, and I've always been journaling ever since high school, but this time around journaling as an adult, it feels way more cleansing and healing than it has ever felt in my entire life. So, because I was not journaling for a minute, I kind of stopped for a while, and then I started to get back into it, like once I got on this like emotional healing journey. So yeah, it has really helped me process my emotions and just allowed me to express myself freely. While journaling, I allow myself to feel whatever emotion I'm feeling. So I've cried a lot, but like I said, in a good way, a needed way, because it feels like a release of emotion, and like I was finally letting go of emotional blockages. I've also been meditating a lot, which helps me practice quiet my mind, because like I said, I have a problem with overthinking everything. So I've been wanting to get a handle on that, and meditating has been so absolutely grounding for me. I'm not perfect at it, but with practice, I have gotten better, and you can definitely tell and feel the difference when you have a good meditation session. And I have had a few of them, and yeah, like I said, as time goes on, the more I continue to do it, the better I get. So yeah. Also, I ask for help way more than I did before when it comes to anything, like everyday things in my life, like at work, with my family and friends. I don't try to figure things out on my own if I'm struggling and then wait until it stresses me out to ask for help, because I used to do that. But I need to stop doing that and just recognize when I need help and then ask for help in that moment, you know? I also actively combat whenever I feel my feelings or thoughts are becoming unproductive, because nothing changes if my mindset stays the same. And that is something I definitely realized over this past month and a half. Nothing changes if my mindset stays the same. So I've been trying to fight the urge to overthink situations or my future or my relationships with other people. Or if someone has said or done something to trigger me, I don't react to it in an explosive or judgmental way. I try to understand where they're coming from, and then I let it go. I say my piece, and then I let it go. I don't dwell. I don't play the blame game. I move on, because the only thing I can do is control myself and my actions. So I'm not going to get upset anymore about things and or people I can't control, because all it does is cause me anxiety and changes nothing. And that is truly facts. The only thing I have control over is how I choose to react. And this is something that is a whole nother different topic as well, like when it comes to like self-worth and confidence and things like that. Which is I can make another video on this. Trust, I can make another video on this about this topic, but I just had to throw that in there with this topic, because it really ties into how I was able to heal. Okay. I'm not even self-deprecating anymore, because our mind has a hard time knowing what's real or fake. So if I say bad things about myself, even as a joke, my mind is going to take it seriously, especially if I do it all the time. So I give myself grace and patience when I make mistakes. I say, you're okay, you'll figure it out, instead of, you're so stupid, what's wrong with you? And that is when I used to say all the time, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with me? Oh my God, why did I just do that? What's wrong with me? It was just a common phrase in my vocabulary. And there's nothing wrong with me. I'm just human and I'm learning, and that's okay. All right. To wrap this up, I've realized that my hyper independence is layered. She has layers like an onion. No, but seriously, it really took unpeeling these parts of myself to realize why I am the way I am and how it affected my capability. And I'm glad I did it. I'm truly glad, because my mind has never felt more clear in my life. I feel like a different person, and I genuinely feel like I've rewired my brain. I feel like I'm in a complete different reality than I was the past 24 years of my life. So yeah, it's been amazing to like finally recognize what I have needed to work on. But I also recognize and know that I'm still learning and I'm not perfect, and I will continue to make mistakes and have bad days because I'm a flawed human like everyone is. But I now know that the best I can do is give myself grace, have some patience, and let go of my need for control. Thank you for listening. Bye.